Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another day, another stream. Today, I'm gonna speed run Khan Academy's math. Whoa! I am not pronouncing words correctly. I need to, like, massage my face or something. Anyway, I'm gonna be speed running Khan Academy's math course for the SAT. And I've already gone through maybe a third of it yesterday. I wasn't feeling so great last night, but I try to pump out what I could. Learn some basic algebra concepts that I'd completely forgotten about. I learned the standard quadratic equation, and I learned the what do you call it? The discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac, which helps me to kind of quickly identify whether an equation has, how many solutions, how many real solutions an equation has. I remember, so those are some things I learned yesterday, because I hadn't learned in a long time. Besides that, there were a couple other things I don't fully remember right now, but sure, I'm just gonna work with this, just because I have a solid base, honestly. Even without studying math for like more than 10 years, I got a 770. So I just need to brush up on some trig. That's the main thing. I need to get back to the circles. So that's at the very end of the Khan Academy course. So along the way, I'm just sort of being thorough, probably maybe more thorough than I really need to be. If I only wanted to spend like 30 minutes to maximally increase my likelihood of getting an 800, I'd probably go straight to the trig. But I'm just going to go through all of it just to remind myself of some of the vocabulary around math, and like remember what things are called, like a constant or a coefficient. And these are words that I have not used in a long time. So yeah, I'm just gonna remind myself of some of these basics along the way. So here we go. Let me get it going. Boom. Oh, I'm gonna just I forgot to do this one like little technical thing where I want to link our chat. So give me 1 second so I can link our chat into the stream. And I'm gonna just do a quick testing, and I think it should show up in the stream. I'm still kind of a streaming noob, so I'm figuring out what really works. But I feel like it should say testing on the stream fairly soon. Yeah. So satisfying when that happens. I don't know why. Hell yeah. Testing. Love the testing. Today I'm not feeling great either. I'm actually a little worried about tomorrow. So I've been having digestion problems, and man, I really turned Korean, man. I don't think American food is for me. It's messing me up. So today I'm gonna have healthy meals that I'm used to, Korean meals that I'm used to. So hopefully I can restore my physical balance of everything, because I've been really out of it since yesterday. So I'm hoping to restore my butt. I keep saying butt biome, my gut biome, and take the SAT tomorrow feeling fresh. Hey Shanique, what's up? First time saying hi. So welcome to the channel. All right, so I'm gonna just speed run on the math Khan Academy lessons, just sort of jumping around, like learning out loud. So this stream is going to be more focused on my learning process. It'll be less focused on the Q&A. Specifically, I'll be chatting more. I'm going to weight math questions a lot more. So if you are asking reading or writing questions, that doesn't mean I won't answer you, but I'll be answering very briefly and kind of just pointing you to places where I've already answered similar questions and stuff like that. My focus in this stream will not be so much on the reading and the writing, because I actually do need to learn some math right now if I want to get a 1600. There's some basic concepts that I don't remember anymore. All right, let's get into it. The manipulating quadratic, I think we did this last time when we were talking about the different types of different ways of writing things. What? Right, we have the vertex form. I kind of want to remember. So the y-intercept form is like the ax squared plus bx plus c. And that's the y-intercept form, right? Because the c is the y-intercept. Yeah. And then the x-intercept form, because it's a quadratic, there's going to be two x-intercepts, oftentimes. So that's why you have the factored form, because they show you the two x-intercepts. Okay, that makes sense. And then the vertex form, which is the one that I find a little weird, but it's the one where you have like a x minus x1 squared plus y1. Is that the actual I need to remind myself of the vertex form real quick. So the coordinates of the vertex, right? So if I want to do this, oh yeah. So that's y1. That's y1. x1, y1. Okay, that's right. I think I'm right? So it should say x minus 2 squared minus 9, where the a is it's just 1. So x minus 2 squared minus 9, please be correct. Yes. Shh. I'm good. So okay, I'm good with these. I'm gonna move on. What are radicals? I do not remember radicals. What is rational? I know what natural means. What is rational? Oh, dude, my brain is not. Yo, my brain is low quality right now. It does not compute. Let me try this again. What are we talking about right now? Okay, I'm gonna go straight to the example because my brain is not working. So, x to the fourth. Okay. So this is a coefficient. Oh, okay. Constant is not the same as coefficient. That's actually kind of confusing. Hang on. What was that one question where it said constant? Constant. See, it says constants and coefficients, so I've been sort of combining them as the same idea. I see. But they're very different. Coefficients is when they're like the thing in front of the variable. I want to understand this actually. Coefficient. So, okay, a numerical or constant quantity placed before and multiplying the variable in an algebraic expression. Okay. So, right, it's like a coefficient is like a multiplier for a variable. Okay. I wonder why it's called coefficient. Terminology. When was the word coefficient first? Okay, Wikipedia doesn't tell you. Okay, that's that which unites in action to produce a good. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that will help me remember what a coefficient is, because I literally do not. Okay, coefficient is the thing that creates the effect along with the variable. It co-effects. Rational exponents refer to. Dude, I feel like if it was yesterday when my head was a little clear, I wouldn't really be focusing so much on this. But I do want to get these definitions out of the way because I find it really hard to talk about math without knowing these definitions anymore. Fractions? What? x to the 1/2. Oh, I see, I see. Oh man, that's so, come on. Dude, do I even need to know that word? Okay, integer exponents. Oh no, okay, so we're just adding. Okay, no, I remember this. We're good. I don't need to get through these. Here, I'll just try it. In order to divide 12x squared, or 12x to the 5, we need to multiply by 2. Okay, we need to divide the coefficients and multiply the exponents. No, and then, sorry, we need to subtract the exponents. So then we get 4x to the, what's 4x to squared. Okay, yeah, so I'm good. Just need to get through this a little. Yeah, I'm good with these. Rewriting roots as rational exponents. I think I'm good with this. I like remember this. Oh, so but I'll just do this right here. These are definitely not equivalent. What? Oh, hang on. Oh, I'm looking over here. I see. X to the 3/2, that's correct, and 1/3, that's correct. That is definitely not correct. 3, that's also not correct. 6/9, so 9/6, is that 3/2? Yeah. And a 2/6, is that 1/3? That is correct. Six. So we're looking at these two, and then we're looking at an add. So that's B. We're good, man. These are easy. And by the way, guys, for me, whenever I forget the rules for this, all I do is I just do 2 to the 2 squared times 2 squared, and then 2. Or I do 2 squared times 2 cubed. To remind myself is, do I have to multiply or do I have to add? Right? That's the basic way I do it. 2 squared times 2 cubed reminds me that it's actually, I'm supposed to add the exponents, 2 plus 3. And the way to do it is by actually hard calculating. Like 2 squared is 4, 2 cubed is 8, 4 times 8 is 32, but that's 2 to the 5th power, so so that means you're supposed to add. Like that's the way I get around it in my head, so that even though I never remembered any of these terminology, like in the real SAT, even after 10 years of never taking a math class, I could just go into the math test and still solve all these questions and still have like 5 or 10 minutes left at the end of every math section, and get a 770, not a 800, because I forgot some things. Radical equations. Do I need to? I feel like I don't need to know this. I think I already do know this. All right, let's try this first. So how do I do this? I just square both sides. So 2x minus 9 is equal to x squared minus 12x minus plus 36. Then yeah, and then I just finish it off. Okay. What value of x satisfies this? Then I just multiply x minus, so just 1. But 1 doesn't work because 1 would equal, interesting, because you cannot. Hang on, this is kind of weird, because if you just multiply that out, oh yeah, that works. So the answer is no value. Interesting. That's kind of tricksy, huh? No value. Okay, so that was actually kind of worth looking at. What's the value of x? So multiply by x on both sides. then you get x over x plus 1, multiply x plus 1 on both sides, and you get x squared, so you get a quadratic, and then you can, okay. These are fine. These are fine. These are fine. These are basically just like slightly more complicated quadratic equations. Hey, I have vocabulary now to actually describe what I'm talking about. Quadratic equations. I can actually use these words now. Okay. I'm taking some pills. They're very boring pills. They're fiber pills because I want to solve my issues. Give me a second. These pills are not gonna suddenly turn me into a math genius. They're just gonna help me relieve myself, evacuate some matter. How do I simplify rational expressions, just like fractions, but with polynomial factoring? What the heck does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, okay, yeah. I remember that. Polynomial factoring. That's what polynomial factoring. Multiplying, dividing, monomials. What are monomials? Oh, these are monomials, right? Oh, that's super. What? Isn't this like crazy easy? I'm like, dude. When dividing polynomial long division, this I don't remember at all. But okay, this makes some sense at least, so let's work with that. Oh, dude, polynomial long division, holy crap. I don't even know what this notation means. Dude, I don't think they do this on the real SAT, do they? I haven't seen it. Okay, what? Do we really do this on the actual SAT? So first thing I would do is I would factor 2 out. No, I wouldn't. Okay, so what would I do on this? Maybe I'd factor that x out, so then I would get 6x squared plus 3x minus 14. What am I supposed to do for this? You know what? I'm going to take the gamble. I'm going to call the bluff and be like, this is not going to actually come out on the SAT. Skip. Which of the following is equivalent to this? Well, get rid of the x plus 1s, so you have 2 over x plus 2, so that's b. So we're good. Multiplying two rationals, this is x plus... Okay, so get rid of the x plus 4s, but then leave this x, so it's x cubed plus 5x squared. Okay, no, but this is definitely x plus 3 times x plus 2. X plus 3, so you get rid of the x plus 3, so x plus 2 times x, so x squared plus 2x. Okay, cool. I'm just realizing suddenly that like for some kids, it's probably a little mind-blowing that I'm doing all this in my head. I don't know how to explain that though. I don't know how to explain it. I just do it. Sorry, I'm not a professional math teacher, so I don't really know how to verbalize my internal processes in the same way that I know how to verbalize my internal processes for reading. Like for reading, it's my job, so I think about how to verbalize it. In math, I don't. What's equivalent to this? I guess you could factor out an x plus 5. So then you would get an x. No, that'd be weird. That'd be weird. Oh, but you could do it in this format. I see. So then you get a 2 of x plus 5. And then leave that on the right side. That would be the remainder, I guess. And then you get a x plus 5x. So that'd be x plus 2 of x plus plus. Yeah, that's definitely C. Oh, so this is what I was talking about over here? Long division? Let me just go look at this long division example. Where was this long division example? Okay, here. What's 2x plus 1? What the heck is this? Are you serious? The greatest exponent is 3. It's a third degree polynomial. The quotient must be a second degree polynomial. What is a quotient? What does quotient mean? To find the first term of the quotient. Why would I need to know this? I don't get it. You know what? No, I'm gonna forget that because it's a procedural thing, and I'm sure it's important in engineering for more complex algebra. But I don't need that right now. Now, if I do take the SAT and it turns out I need that, then I'll just eat my words and I'll take that. I'll take the hit. You know, I'll just get that question wrong, and then I'll learn my lesson. But I'm gonna just call the bluff and be like, I don't need that. Guys, something good is about to happen to me right now. It's a biological process, so I will not tell you in excruciating detail in all its fragrant detail exactly what I'm referring to. But something good's about to happen to me. It hasn't happened to me for more than a day, so I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back in like maximum 10 minutes, but probably more like 5 minutes. 5-minute break. Victory. I just had a victory over my body. Feeling good. All right, let's go and finish off this chapter. Rufa, what's up? What are polynomial expressions? Didn't we? I feel like it's all getting very, very repetitive now. And plus, they don't even ask me adding and subtracting. Wait, isn't this like super obvious after everything else we talked about? What's the difference now? Hey, Taim, what's up? Wait, what's the difference? Hang on, what? How does this work? Oh, I see. Hang on, so this is x squared minus x squared, so that's 0. And then this is x, this is 5x. Okay, hang on, this is too easy. I don't need this. Multiply the outer? What is FOIL? I don't think do I need this? Two binomials. Oh my god, FOIL. Oh, that's what that is. Great. It's like a basic 2x2 matrix. And it has a name because I guess that isn't intuitive. At some point you have to learn it. Wow. No, okay, this is very intuitive for me. I don't need to do this. Okay. FOIL. Whoa. I have not heard of that in forever. Okay. But you kind of FOIL on a lot of things when you're multiplying, when you're dealing with two things, 2x2s, right? It's not just polynomials that you do that on. So shouldn't that be more intuitive? Anyway, it's just a random thought I'm having. Like I FOIL all the time when I use I like to do like a triple version of FOIL. I kind of want to show this to you guys because I want you guys to know what I do in the morning because I think since this is kind of a math stream, I want you guys to know what I do in the morning because it is tangentially related to math. I use this app Alarmy. I'm just gonna, because this FOIL thing just reminded me of this thing that I do. Oh no! Wait, was there personal information there? Ah, so annoying. I hate it when I have to like hide my personal. Hate it when that happens. All right, quick time. Anyway, I'm gonna just trust that none of you are creepy stalkers. So, where's my movie? There we go. That's my face. All right, so guys, this is an app that I use on my phone called Alarmy, so like alarm with a Y. And every morning when this alarm turns on, like when this alarm goes off, I have to solve 3 math problems. That's the way I set it. You know, you can do way more. But I do 3 math problems at super hard mode. Super hard mode being two digits times 2 digits plus 3 digits. Hell mode is 3 digits times 2 digits plus 4 digits, but that's just, I don't know. It's just too much for me. So I literally just do this every morning in my head. I do mental math. So the way I do this is, it's FOIL. You know, it's like 20 times 10 is the first thing I do. Then I do 20 times 5, which is 300. Then I do 2 times 10, which is 20, and then 2 times 5, which is right. But then because it's I mean, there's some shortcuts around this, but basically I'm doing FOIL every morning. And then I do 447. Okay, so that's 447, and then I do my next 2-digit multiplication. But 2-digit multiplication is literally the same thing as FOIL. I mean, look at this. How am I going to do this? 300 plus, so that's 10 times 30, and then 10 times 6, and then 4 times 30, which is 120, which is 480. Oops. And then 4 times 6 is 24, which is 504. Plus 269, which is 769. Oh. Plus 4, was it? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I kind of messed that up. But yeah, I'm basically doing FOIL in my head every day. And so if you guys get good at that, you will never have to remember what FOIL is. You will just always know how to do FOIL. So random side comment on FOIL, which is this weird. It's so intuitive for me because of my daily habits, basically. Go back to polynomials. Polynomial factors. I feel like if you could do this, can't you do all the rest of this? I'm like kind of confused by this structure. Okay, it's a function. It's a third degree polynomial. All right. Factored forms of zeros, sure. The zero, sure. I learned what that is, kind of. So what are the roots? What does root mean? What does root mean? To write a polynomial, what zeros are? The real roots. What does root mean? Oh, zeros are roots, which are x-intercepts. X-intercepts. Why is that called a root? I'm going here. I need to create a sort of image in my head so that it helps me imagine it, like so that I don't forget what it means. So the way I'm imagining right now is, you know how like a polynomial kind of punctures the x-intercept multiple times? You know, kind of like how a tree root sort of punctures the earth. So that's the way I'm going to remember it, okay? A root is the puncturing, is the point at which the curve of a polynomial punctures the x-intercept, which is kind of like a tree whose root punctures the the earth, the dirt. Okay, so that's just a definitional problem right now. I'm kind of bored by this because I don't remember there being like, you know, x to the cube, like what's that called? Is that a trinomial? What's that called? Like, oh no, polynomial to the third power. What do you call that? But I've not seen an x to the x cubed thing very often, so I kind of want to just call the bluff and be like, this is not actually going to come out. 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be B, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3. No. Good. Well, I just need a +2 and a -2 and a 7. All right, that's A. Easy peasy. H of -1 is -7. So what must be true about H +1? Hang on, H of -1 is -7. The remainder, when it's divided by T + 1, is -7. What? That makes no sense. Well, maybe it does. Dude, I actually have no idea what this means, but I don't feel like... I'm gonna just be like, I don't really need to know why this is true. I don't feel like I need to know why this is true. Like that one time on March when I saw those questions, I don't feel like they were asking these kinds of questions. Again, I might be making bad assumptions about what the SAT does care about because I'm not an SAT tutor. I haven't seen a lot of math. I've actually literally seen only one math test in the last 6 years, which was the March test. So I have no idea whether my predictions are right. But my gut feeling says that's not really that necessary. Graphing quadratic functions. Parabolas. Well, come on, man. I think we're good with this, man. I've already kind of gone over. Okay, so standard form just tells me the y-intercept, right? Factor. Yeah, we kind of went. Yo, these chapters are a little repetitive, yo. Shifting, that really messed me up on March because it took me forever. But basically x minus c is shifting to the right. Okay, so we just gotta, yeah. I mean, I know this theoretically, it just took me a long time to compute it in my head because it's not something I've had to do in a long time. On March 2022, there was that one question where they were translating, is translating the right word? In my head, I call it translating. Yeah, translating. When they're translating to like the left or right. Oh, stretching and reflecting. Well, reflecting should be easy. You should just put a -1, right? But where's the shape? You can put the stretching if you use that third form, not the standard form. If you use the vertex form, that A is the easiest way to stretch a parabola. Visually to stretch a parabola. So no, I basically understand all this. I don't really need to know the details here, so I'm gonna move on, okay, because I want to get past the math. I want to get into the bits of statistics that I don't fully understand, and I want to get into the trigonometry that I no longer remember. I swallowed some pills like 10 minutes ago, and they feel stuck in my throat. It's an uncomfortable feeling. Exponential functions. Well, exponential. I'm pretty good with exponential functions because this is actually useful when thinking about not just biology, but when thinking about finance as well. So I've actually used this in the real world. I think I'm good. I mean, the main thing to remember is that f of 0 is equal to 1. Like, whatever it is, or x to the 0th power is equal to 1. So just know that, and then you should be able to graph it in your head. So this just kind of gives me... This +1 translates the graph, like how high or low is the graph. And then the 2 just kind of gives me the rate at which it's like the base material, and so you can multiply it exponentially fast, right? So if you start at a high number, then the curve gets super steep super fast. If you start at a low number, it's not as crazy. But like R0 with the COVID, right? R0 could be like 1.1 and it'd be insane. Like it'd be one of the world's worst pandemics, right? If you have like a 1.1 R0. Something like that. I don't remember the actual R0 for COVID, but actually, what is the R0 of COVID, of Omicron? Let's do it. Let's figure it out. Let's be nerdy about it. Oh, it's between... Hang on, let me just double check that R0 is actually what this 2 is. But I think it is, right? Ah, these cookies, they're horrible. Okay. Okay, I can't figure it out easily. If anybody does know, just let me know. Because if R0 is between 2 to 5, that sounds kind of crazy. But I feel like that isn't actually directly equal to this number 2 over here that I'm looking at. Anyway, I was just talking about why this is actually useful in the real world, but it's not really. I'm good. Exponential decay. What's that? Oh, when the b is between 0 and 1, then it shows decay. Right, which makes sense. And that's the asymptote, sure. Dude, I'm good. Linear and quadratic, linear, quadratic, linear, quadratic, linear, quadratic systems. How frequently do they show up? How frequently do these show up? One question? Really? How are linear and quadratic systems represented graphically? Oh, duh, yeah, of course, because the system is basically a parabola and a line, duh. So you just need to see like where the intersects are usually. So if it's exactly one solution, then it has to be at the vertex. So if it's at the vertex, then you just have to say at 4. So 4. So I know this. Cool. Intersect twice, and the system have 2 solutions, because that's literally what solution refers to. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. Should I do this? Graph an xy plane above, which of the following are solutions? Hang on. 2 to 2, 3 is a solution. That's correct. 8, 9 is a solution. So 1 and 3. Booyah. And then this is how many solutions? 1. 1, my man. And then what's this? So I'm just gonna put y on the other side. So it's 3x plus 3, which is x plus 1, which is times 3. Hang on. 3x plus 3, x plus 1. Oh, so this one I actually would have to calculate, right? I'd have to actually go and run the calculations in my head. So, I mean, I could try factoring, but that probably won't help me because the factoring is only useful for letting me know where the x-intercepts are. Okay, whoa, I am smarter right now. Now that I've reviewed all the algebra stuff, now I can sort of predict I can sort of map out my path to the answer much faster. Hey, this is paying off. Because before I would just do like, sometimes when I don't fully conceptually understand what the equations are even referring to, I would just sort of like brute force multiple options and then just see which one works. But now I kind of already have a gut feeling of like what should work. So I could factor it, but it almost certainly will not help. So I could do, and it's hard to factor. It's hard to factor. You'd have to use like the quadratic equation. I think that's what it's called. But the quadratic equation will be just a pain in the ass to go through. So basically, one easy way of dealing with this is just plugging in all 4 answers. Right? And the other way is just plugging in, just like solving for y. So then let's see, if I actually solve for y, then what do you get? I get y is equal to 3x plus 3. So then I get 3x plus 3 is equal to x squared plus x minus 7. Then I do, hang on, and then I do 0 is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 10, plus 3x minus 10, plus 3x minus 10. So that's x plus 5 times x minus 2. Plus 3x, x squared plus 3x minus 10, x squared plus 3x minus 10 is equal to x plus 5 minus x plus 2. Okay, so then I'm looking at a 5 or a 2, so only this. Come on, I'm actually rushing it. I'm rushing it, but am I right? Oh, I'm wrong. Wait, did I miscalculate it? X squared plus 5x minus 10. This is what I got, right? Because I was doing y is equal to right, so then I would just subtract the 3x and then okay. Oh, right, sorry, I meant this. And then this is equal to x plus 5 x minus 2. This is what I said. X plus 5 is x minus 2. Oh, sorry. And yeah, I went for D, which is conceptually wrong because that's just because x plus 5 times x minus 2 is all that's doing is giving me the x-intercept, which is silly. It gives me the x-intercept. It doesn't give me the intersection. So, right. The factored form just gives me the x-intercept. I need to remember this. It doesn't necessarily give me the intersection of the two. Hang on, then how the hell am I supposed to solve this? Taim, you're asking about tips. I'll come back to that in a second, okay? I'm just trying to figure out in my head, what's the fastest way of plugging in? I think this is called substitution, right? The substitution method of substituting one of the equations into the other, or one of the variables into the other, so that you can get the answer really quickly. And I think I did the algebra correct. I did the transformations all correct. I keep doing... These are the ones I keep wasting a lot of time on the real test. So I really need to think about this. I waste a lot of time on this on the real test. Okay, it looks like I need to look at the explanation. Let's look at the explanation. Ronan, it's actually C, by the way. Wait, what's the end result of this? Okay, so I got this. This is fine. I did this on the real I did this on my own. Then we can make them equal to each other. Sure. So then we could... Holy Lord. I transformed it wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god. So annoying. So... Plus... I factored it wrong, but you know that's what happens when you're factoring it in your head. You're like, oh my god, I did it all. Okay. Oh god damn it, it's so annoying. Anyway, and so we factor plus 4 or minus 4 plus 1, so then I could just use minus 4 and plus. So then when I do a 1, when I plug in 1, then y has to equal minus 4, and the reason I know that is by sticking it back in here. No, wait, is that right? No, I'm still wrong. Something's off. So x plus 4, x minus 1, I got to here, this is fine. So what we know is x plus 4 is equal to 1. The x values of the solution are minus 4, minus 1. Okay, and then you just use it in the... So, oh, duh. No, these are the intersects. Okay, conceptually I misunderstood that these are the intercepts. Okay. These are the intercepts of the two equations. So then you have when x is equal to minus 4, then y is equal to minus 15. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. Oh, sorry, Ronan, I was being really stupid. You're right. I was just misreading the green because I thought that was that's what the correct answer was. Jesus. Okay, so it turns out, because this is actually one area that I remember struggling on, like, because it was like conceptually I had a hard time figuring out, like visually I couldn't imagine on the March SAT, like I couldn't imagine whenever I was working with this system of equation, I keep forgetting that basically all I'm doing is looking at a graph with a parabola and a line. And all I'm doing, when we say solve, find the solutions, all we're doing is finding the intersects. That's all that means. And so, and I think I had a hard time conceptually understanding that in March. But now I know that that's what I'm doing. So basically, when I transform one, and I solve for x values first, then I'm solving for the x values of the intersects. And then all I need to do is get the y values of this intersects. And then I'll have, like, if there are two solutions, then I have two intersects. If there are zero solutions, then I have none. If there are, but like basically that's just how I get the answer. So this actually is not hard. It's just that conceptually I would keep juking myself out by thinking, oh wait, isn't this the x-intercept or like the y-intercept? Like I get myself confused, but as long as I remember this one is actually worth practicing for me, but as long as I sort of remember conceptually what this means, then it won't be that bad. Linear and quadratic systems practice. Let's actually get into that for a sec. Where's my math? Oh, I see. This is kind of hard, this navigation. Linear and quadratic systems. All right, let's do it. Whose solution set is comprised of 2 minus 4. So 2 minus 4 and minus 4 minus 4, 2. So we just need to have a line like this. Okay. So we need to have some sort of negative slope. And if it's minus 4, 2, that's just a negative slope of 1. So I just need a minus slope of y. So it could be d. It could also be, no, it could only be d. And then, so let me just double check by putting the numbers in. So if I put a 2 in, and yeah, that works. If I put a, yep, that also works. So it's D. Cool. Three, 5/2, and minus 2, minus 5. Which of the following linear equations combines to create a system? Oh, I see. Is there an easy and fast way of doing this? Hang on. What's like the fast way of doing this? Well, I could work with minus 2, minus 5, right? So I'm trying to get minus 2. What? Oh, I see. This is a minus 2, minus 5. I mean, one way of doing this is by just seeing how many, if all of them solve for minus 2, minus 5. So A does not solve for minus 2, minus 5. This one does, minus 2, minus 5. Minus 2. No, that doesn't work. Minus 2, minus 5. It's minus 6 plus. So wait, only this one works. Am I correct? Can I just run? No. Oh, jeez. It isn't. I just did the arithmetic wrong. I'm doing the plus and minus is wrong. Hang on. But is that the best solution? Like, is that the best approach? I'm trying to figure out what the approach is. So first graph the 2 points. The slope is this. I guess I could have used the previous approach. I guess I could have used the previous approach. I could have figured out the slope first. And then once I find out the slope, then it becomes easier to... Oh my God, there's multiple ways of solving this. I feel like I wouldn't have naturally brute forced it on my... my default habit is not to brute force it, but all right. That's what I tried this time, and I just tripped myself up with the arithmetic. If the solutions to the systems are 0, 3 and 5, 0, what's the value of k? So one thing we know immediately is when it's 0, 3, then k is equal to 3. No, sorry. When it's 0, 3, that's minus 5. Minus 5k is equal to 3. Minus 5k, so that's B. Wait, do you even need the system to do this? If it's 0, 3, then that's minus 5 times k is equal to 3. So I think we can just get the answer right away. That's insane. Why is this question this easy? Anyway, Nitro, can I teach you about revenues and costs? I mean, I can. I'm not a math tutor. I don't know if you know this. I'm seeing a lot of newcomers coming. I'm a reading and writing tutor, just FYI. So right now I'm going through the math because I'm decent at math. Like I got a 770 without studying for the math SAT on March, and like I just did it from memory, from my high school years. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just refreshing my math memory so that I can get like a 1600. But I can. I just don't know if I'm a good teacher. So, You know what? I'm gonna actually change my title because I think some people are confused. So I'm gonna call this English Tutor, Speedruns. Study. All right, I'm gonna change the title so at least no one's confused. I am not professionally a math tutor. I'm gonna keep saying this over and over. But yeah, I can. I'm gonna go to revenues and costs probably in like the next chapter, in like the next, what do you call it, the Khan Academy like section. Like I just want to finish off all these. Like right now, I'm focusing on linear and quadratic systems because I remember on the March SAT, I like spent way too much time on this question, like because I couldn't conceptually understand it. But I think so. I just want to make myself comfortable for this, make myself ready for this. But I will get to revenues and costs because it's going to come up in the next part. It's going to come up here. Oh, does it come up here? Maybe it doesn't. Hey, if you join the Discord though and like share a link, share like a screenshot, then I will look at it. I will look at it after I finish this chapter. Okay. So if you don't mind, you can join the Discord and share like a screenshot of a question that you're talking about, because then, I could just use that for math practice. All right, a linear equation is graphed to the left, sure. Which of the following equations combined with the graphed equation to create a system of system equations whose solution set is composed of -1, -5, 3, 3. And at this point, I could more or less just take this 3, 3 and then just do process elimination by brute force. So 3, 3, this works. This does not work. This does not work. This does not work. So only this. Yo, these questions are too easy. This has nothing to do with systems of equations. This is literally, you can just. All right. Is this like the sort of math hack that everyone knows? Is this why everyone tries to do question analysis first, like question strategy first on writing? Is it because of this? Is it because math is actually screwing everyone else's English habits? Because if this is what the actual SAT questions are like on the real SAT, and you can just go backwards on it without really doing the actual math, then duh. That's why all these freaking tutors are spreading misinformation about why it's better to look at the questions first. Of course that's where it's coming from, but it's totally the wrong approach for reading and writing. You will ruin your actual score if you do that on the reading and writing. And I hope to God that the actual SAT questions are not like this, where you just shortcut, like you sort of outsmart the questions because the questions are written in a dumb way. I really hope that's not actually the case on the SAT, on the actual SAT math. Now this makes me want to stop taking the Khan Academy practice questions and just move on with my conceptual thing, and then maybe later on tonight I'll do a QAS for the math and just sort of do like a dry run so that tomorrow morning I'll feel more comfortable. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus less on these questions because I think these questions are making me dumber. Actually, I want a question that challenges me on the linear and quadratic system of equation. I don't want these like dumb questions that are just like hackable. Like I can hack these questions just by looking at the answer. These are too easy to hack, so I'm like annoyed right now. Will I write the May SAT? What does that mean? Write the May SAT. I think you're asking me. If you're asking me, will Saul take the May SAT? Like, is Saul gonna go to a test center tomorrow and take it? The answer is yes. If you're saying, am I going to stream my score? The answer is yes. If you're saying, am I going to stream answer explanations? The answer is yes. So, but if you're asking me, am I a test creator? And am I going to help the College Board write the test? The answer is no. I do not help the College Board write the test. That would be pretty dope, though. I would love to write some high quality questions and help kids study in a more productive way rather than what I just saw right now with very, very easily hackable workaround questions. I would love to write high quality questions, but no, that's not what I do. So I will not write the test, but I will stream it. I will take it, I will stream my score, I will reveal my score, and I will stream my answer explanations. Also, Nerdalit, welcome back to the stream. So I think I'm good with these. So I'm gonna move on. Oh, hang on, let's look at these practice. Maybe these practice questions are better than these practice questions over here. So I want to try them. Okay, let's just start with this. Try it. X plus y equals 5. Isolating y gives us y equals sure, which means we can replace y sure with what? With, isn't that 5 minus x? Oh my god, that's ridiculously easy question. All right, and then after rearranging some terms, we can solve 2x yeah, and the values of x are 0 and 0. Oh, minus 1. 0 and 0. I'm being stupid. Finally, since y is equal to 5 minus x, we can substitute values, and the values of y are 0 and 6. Or 5 and 6, I mean. Boop! What? It's so annoying. Hang on, what happened? Oh, it's 2. Yo, my arithmetic is garbage. What's going on? Hey guys, I'm better at it. Believe me, I got a 770. I'm better. I'm better at arithmetic than I look. When I was in 3rd grade, I used to win the arithmetic mental math competitions. Oh my god. It's terrible. Anyway, I'll do better on the actual SAT because I'll have, you know, I'll be more focused. I hope, God, I hope I don't get a worse score this time. That'd be so annoying. Okay. 2, 3 is a solution. I mean, this one's kind of easy. 2, 3, and 8, 9 are solutions, right? Oh, didn't I? Oh wait, I answered this earlier, so I'm good. I answered this earlier. Oh, this is the one I was kind of stuck on, but we got this now, and I understand why. I'm gonna actually do this again really quickly. So y is equal to 3x. No, y is equal to 3x minus 3, which means that 0 is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 4, and then the rest is just calculations. Okay. Then you factor it and then you calculate for the x values first and then the y values. Okay, so we're good. I'm good at this now. I'm good at this. Over here, I'll do this. I'll actually do this on an iPad so everyone can actually see my work, but also because physically doing it will make me feel the what do you call it? Will make me like kind of have developed like a muscle memory for this. So I do want to do this on an iPad once. Okay, so let's. Wow, excuse me. Okay, let me show you my iPad so that I can. Oh, you know what? I'll just do it like this. Hang on. Oh, I need to. What? Oh, I see. Okay. So let me refresh this so that this feels less awkward. All right. So I'm looking at this right now. Y is equal to 4x minus 2, which is equal to x squared minus 4, x plus 5. And a and b are x values. So what's the value of a plus b? So I just need to get the x values first. So 0 is equal to x squared minus 8x plus 7, which is equal to x minus 8, x plus 1. So the x values are 8 and minus 1. So a plus b is 7. Boo! Oh, I'm sorry. I factored it wrong. Okay, so it's actually 7 and 1 plus 7 plus 1, so that's 8. Okay, so then that gives me my correct answer. All right, cool. So systems of equations, besides my sort of implementation problems of just like, I know the approach now. It's just a matter of like being careful with the transformations or whatever you call them. You don't call them transformations. What do you call, like when you like reshuffle these like things around, just not making dumb arithmetic mistakes along the way. So as long as I do that, I'm fine. But now I understand the approach. Whereas in March, when I took this test and I hadn't reviewed math in like years, I hadn't properly studied math in like in a decade, I had no idea what the actual conceptual approach was, but now I do. So we're good. Now let me go back to structure. Also, by the way, did anybody ask a question in Discord? Oh, trigonometric. Okay, trigonometric. Okay, trigonometric question. I didn't see this. Sure, I'll get to this a little later after I brush up my trig, because I literally do not remember trig. I do not. So I want to get back to it later. By the way, guys, if you guys are pretty good at math, if you're like kind of hovering around 750, 750 plus, probably if I were you, the first thing I would really do, because unlike me, you guys actually remember what all the concepts are. Like, you know what FOIL is, you know what quadratics are, you know what polynomials are, you know what coefficients are, you know what exponents, like, you know the names of everything, and you know the concepts. Unlike me, like for me, it's been 10 years, I don't remember the concepts. So if I already knew the concepts and I was getting 750 plus, probably the first thing I would do is I just go and find a website where they gave like a list of all the hardest questions on the SAT, all of the hardest math questions that came out on the SAT. I would just do that and just go through all of them slowly, procedurally thinking about what's happening in my head, just the way that I'm doing it right now for you guys. That's exactly what I would do. I just go through all the hard ones slowly, making sure I fully understand how to solve it, so that next time I see something similar, I'll be able to solve it all on my own without any loss of confidence, right? That's what I would do. I wouldn't necessarily do what I'm doing, right? Like, if I were you, I wouldn't necessarily do what Saul is currently doing, because what Saul is doing is he's trying to remind himself what all these concepts are, so that he knows what the approach is. All right. Structures. What are structures? What is structure? X, find two numbers of products equal to C, sum equal to B, but factor. Okay, I know how to factor. That's pretty easy. Factor by grouping. What is factor by group? What the hell is this? It literally says can be difficult and there are often other strategies that can get you to the answer. Then why would I use this? That seems a little over involved, right? Isn't that a little too much? Do I want to factor by grouping? That's too much. You know what? I'm going to call the bluff. It's not going to come out on the SAT. All right. If I do lose a point because of factor by grouping, then I will eat my words. I'll come back and I will just take the hit. I will just not get the 800. But I'm just gonna call the bluff. Be like, nah, it's not coming out. Special factoring. Oh, that sounds scary. Square of a sum, right? That I know. I know this. Square of a difference. Yeah, I know this. Difference of squares. Yeah, I know this. Okay, those are actually more basic than what we were doing. Now I'm good. Isolating quantities. Let's do this. What is English quantities? And how frequently do these questions appear on the test? It's 0 to 2. Oh, what? So you just put it by itself on the one side? Like solving equations but with more variables? Write down the original equation. Oh, this is super basic, no? Oh, that's super basic. Okay, no. Crazy basic. All right. Function notation. Function notation I basically already know. Yeah, I'm good. All right, done with the advanced math. Okay, the hardest thing for me, and I literally spent probably like 30 minutes on it, was linear and quadratic systems. It was just I don't know why, because everything else, like when there's other systems, it's actually pretty obvious what I'm supposed to do, but for some reason I just had trouble on that one. So yeah, I took my time on that, and then I sort of skipped through all the others because I know that I know. Hang on, what's with my, let me clean this up a little. Pull this over here. Okay. All right. A ratio, I got it. A proportion, I got it. A rate. A rate? I got it. Okay, these are just definitions. I'm good. Okay, I'm good. You do so many unit conversions in chemistry. I feel like if anyone is taking chemistry, you should be good with this, right? I'm good. These are real things that you really use in real life. If you are, at least as a business person, if you were working in business at all, you would always be using these. So, I'm good. What are two-way frequency? Oh, frequency means how frequently something pops up in a pool of data. In a population of data, apparently, is what we call it. Two-way frequency tables. Two-way frequency tables. What is two-way, though? Two qualitative variables? One. Oh, we call it two-way? Not like a two-factor or something? Okay. Anyway, that's a type of table that we should know. I'm good with that. Yeah. How many owns both? That's 4. How many own skateboards? 7. That's I meant to write 4. How many own either a bike or a skateboard but not both? So then it has to be 3 and so 14. Let's go. Proportions and probability. Yo, these are easy. I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip these because I'm good. I'm good. This is all real life stuff though. You want to be able to, this is actually like, you guys need to be able to read these very fast if you want to get good on the reading. So if I as a reading teacher, I actually might want to use this lesson. Reading writing teacher, I might want to actually use this lesson in the future because you need to be able to understand these very fast. Actually, this whole unit by itself is actually kind of useful for reading and writing. Maybe not scatter plots. No, scatter plots too sometimes. They come out every once in a while. Man, look at these like very sexy words. Bivariate, relationship, linearity, strength, and direction. What the? Anyway, this is linear. You know what? I'm not gonna go into those words. We're good. Trend line. I'm good. I'm good. That is very persuasive data, though. Whatever this is, this is very persuasive data. Foot length and shoulder height. It's very persuasive that there's an actual trend. That's so funny. There's such a dick, like if you're a millennial like me, there's such a dick joke in here. Foot length. I don't know if this is like I'm aging myself because you guys are more enlightened than us bores, but back in the day this would just definitely be a dick joke. What are key features of graph problems? How frequently do they appear? How do I read bar graphs, dot plots, histograms? Well, let's look at, what is the bar graph? Oh yeah, duh, that's what that is. We're good. We're good. Dot plots, that's pretty unusual, but sure. Low, this very, it's an unusual type of, I don't see that in business. You don't really see that in business very often. Histograms, you see this all the time. I guess a histogram is when you have like the range of frequency. I see, okay, that's interesting because that's different from here, right? This is for qualitatively different things, whereas this is quantitatively in like different ranges. Cool. Histogram, that's like a word I haven't used in forever. The bar graph above shows the number of sunny days in 2019 for 4 towns. How many sunny days? Dustville, 100. 100! So this is sunny, loomy, Rayton, dusk. Sunny, loomy, Rayton, dusk. Go. Line graphs. Does it always have to do with change over time? I guess generally lines are pretty useful for change over time. HM plays, what's up? Link to this page? Sure, yeah. Here's here. Thanks for asking. Line graphs. Yeah, no, it's good to know these words. Oh my god, I really want to use this chapter for reading and writing. I guess this is a little, like, I don't have an SAT course for kids who are kind of like closer to like 500 and trying to get towards 650. Like if I were to build an SAT course for people who are scoring 500 EBRW and are trying to go up to 650 EBRW, this would be really important, right? Like this is like this whole unit over here would be very important. So just saying, you know, try it. Sorry, I'm not going to try it. I'm pretty good with these. My turn. Greatest increase between 102nd and 103rd. Boop. No, yeah, you guys have to be really good with these. Like these should be, like if you want to get good on the reading writing, for sure, you need to be like super good with these. Like these should not take you any time. I'm going to move on because I'm good. linear and exponential growth problems. Okay. By the way, super useful for real life. You gotta know this. For real life, you gotta know this. You know why like a million, like billion, hang on, how many people died in America? Is it 100 million now? Is this something crazy? COVID US deaths. It's insane. Like the US is just this paradox. So I've heard that, 100,000, sorry. Oh, no, 1 million. Yeah, we're hitting 1 million, 1 million. 1 million people. It's fucking insane, dude. No other country. Guys, knowing exponential functions, which now I know the mathematical term for it that high schoolers will understand, but understanding exponential functions wouldn't have solved not 1 million deaths. I mean, but we could have cut it down a little. Only the US died this, not only, but out of the developed countries, only the US needlessly died like this. It's crazy, guys. It's insane. Exponential functions, guys. real world implications. Also finance. Okay, exponential functions. Whenever you're thinking about growing things. I just got stressed out for a second. I gotta breathe. God, it shocks me how this can happen. Because I was in Korea the whole time where things were like not that crazy. All right, I'm just kind of skimming through these words because I'm trying to figure out the parts that I might not know. So I'm scanning for things that I might not know. But you know, I mean, that's the thing. I worked as a product manager. I know these. Like, even though I don't know the words for these, I just know how to use these things. What's this? Oh, no, yeah. You know, I'm good. Although earlier somebody was asking about revenue and so a lot of times these revenue and cost questions are linear growth questions. So you need to be able to do the word. I would say if you're trying to do revenue and cost, who was that? That was Nitro. Nitro, I don't know if you're still watching the stream, but Nitro, if you do watch the stream, if you are watching the stream, I would say that this is the chapter that's relevant for you. And you want to really focus on linear growth specifically. Because I don't think at least I haven't personally seen, but then again, don't trust me because I'm not a math tutor. I've literally only seen like one math SAT test in the last 5 years. So do not trust me. But my gut feeling says, what's it called? That they're not going to really ask exponential growth questions on revenue and cost because that's extremely finance heavy. It's not the kind of typical, like, it'd be hard to write a text question for an example that I feel would be relatable. I mean, they could go with compound interest though. Compound interest. I don't know. So that's the thing. Oh, dude, HM Plays, you actually just reminded me that someone asked a different question earlier, and I completely didn't answer that question. But going back to HM Plays, hey, encouraging words. And Tain's question at 12:43, which was 45 minutes ago, literally 45 minutes ago. Any tips for tomorrow's test? I'm just gonna say one thing about this, okay? First, HM Plays. I can say that you've been here. You know, you've been studying, you've been trying to learn, and I'm sure you've been putting a lot of effort into that. The most encouraging thing that you can do for yourself right now is just to reflect on the changes that you've seen in your own thinking, in your own process, in your intelligence, in your excitement, and focus on what has improved. Okay, remind yourself of the things that have improved in the last month or two. And don't forget that, because it's oftentimes when you're trying to hit, like, let's say you're trying to hit 750, but you're still at 680 or something, right? At that moment, when you're at 680, you can keep looking at the 750, and that will keep making your feelings, specifically negative feelings, arise. So you'll start feeling, oh my God, I'm insufficient, I'm inadequate, I'm not that smart. And you can start telling yourself really bad things if you keep focusing on the 750. But if you're at 680 right now and you used to be 610 2 months ago, focusing on that, on what you've been doing over the last couple months that brought you from 610 to 680, okay? Literally, it's the same 70 points, okay? 610 to 680 is 70 points. 680 to 750 is 70 points. It's literally the same 70 points, but flipping your perspective and focusing on what you actually did do, what you actually did accomplish, okay? That's more likely to give positive feelings, okay? And so I strongly, if you are feeling down right now, I can't tell you anything that you can't tell yourself. The best thing, what I would do, okay, the best idea that I have is to actually write it down. To take like 15 minutes, maybe just 10 minutes even. Just take 10 minutes, no phone. Just put the phone away, turn off the computer, go somewhere comfortable. It could be in your house, it could be outside, wherever it is. Go somewhere comfortable and just write down what has changed, what has improved. And just write it all out and remind yourself of the things that you've learned along the way, okay? Because right now, there's no point in obsessing over the thing that you don't have, okay? Because the more you do that, actually, the worse you will do tomorrow. Your confidence will actually drop even more between now and tomorrow, and that will make you do worse. That's very dangerous, okay? Don't let yourself get psyched out by your desires, okay? Control your desires and keep them in the context of your overall growth, okay? Do not forget what you've been doing to get to where you are now. So then that gets to Taim's question, which is, what are my tips for tomorrow's test? Well, the thing is, I'll start with some of the basic ones, okay? Let me start with the basic ones. Guys, eat healthy today. Eat healthy today, and sleep early today. And drink lots of water, be hydrated, okay? Stay biologically healthy today. Also, don't try to learn anything new, okay? Don't try to learn, don't memorize new ideas. Don't do what I'm doing, basically. But see, the thing is that what I'm doing is actually a refresher of, what I'm doing is actually, honestly, I kind of know most of these things. I'm just doing a refresher so that I have the thing is, I'm very high confidence. So I'm a little different. I'm already very high confidence. So all I'm doing is sort of like doing, what do you call it? In software development, we call it refactoring, where we sort of just like kind of rewrite the code so things are cleaner. And that's basically all I'm doing right now. I'm just sort of cleaning up my house, my mathematical house in my head, okay? If you're basically just cleaning up house, that's not bad. But if you're learning new things, it's not so good, okay? Anything that feels challenging for you right now, don't do it. And then a sort of tangent off of that is, but I think this is the most important thing, the sort of highest principle right now for what to do in the final day. It's an anti-rule, but pay some attention to how your confidence is right now, and anything that you do that even slightly drops your confidence at all, stop doing it, okay? Now, I'll give you some examples. Maybe you're hanging out with some friends, and your friends are fretting, they're worrying. Okay, stop hanging out with them. Not today, okay? Do not talk to them, not today. Make them shut up or something, but do not let their fretting and worrying drop your confidence at all. Okay, So take extreme measures if needed. Alternatively, at 10 p.m. tonight, you might be debating with yourself, oh, should I like review things? Should I do some more review? But then when you think about doing some more review, it actually makes you a little uncomfortable because you're like, oh, but then that's going to make me sacrifice my sleep. Then don't do it, because that's actually dropping your confidence. Don't do it. If you have even a minor doubt, just don't do it. Or like you're debating whether to take a practice test today or not. But you're afraid that if you take a practice test and you look at the score and it's not going to come out as high as you want, that it's gonna hurt your confidence. Don't do it then. Just don't do it. Whatever is gonna even feels like it might turn down your confidence, just don't do it. The most important thing right now is to keep your confidence level or going up. Your confidence should not drop at all between now and tomorrow. So that changes for every person, okay? People have different rituals for increasing or keeping their confidence going. Some people are spiritual, religious. Some people have like quasi-spiritual things that they do, like routines. You know, they fold their clothes. You know, they meditate. Some people just have have a sort of willful ignorance where they try to make everything as normal of a Friday as possible. And they even sleep late. Whatever it is for you, okay, that makes you feel more confident, just do that, okay? And I cannot generalize about what makes you feel confident, because what makes you feel confident really depends on your background, your history, your experiences, and yourself, your personality. So just listen to yourself, listen to your confidence level, and then the moment it drops, stop. Okay, that's all. That's my most important tip right now, between now and tomorrow. Okay. For me, when I do this, when I'm going through these math questions, hang on, where's my mouse? Okay, when I'm going through this, I'm actually increasing in confidence. So I'm gonna keep going. But if for some reason I actually stopped increasing in confidence, you know, when I'm doing this, if it actually hurts my confidence, then I'm gonna stop at that moment. I'm not gonna force it. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps. Oh, I forgot to say one last thing, HM Plays. One last thing is this. The SAT, worst case scenario, you know, you get something that's kind of like, you get a score that's a little worse than the last couple scores that you've gotten. Okay, worst case scenario. Just remind yourself, like just tell yourself what you would do in the worst case scenario. What's your plan for after that? Okay? And so just sort of make up your mind what you would do in the worst case scenario. Imagining the worst case scenario and thinking, okay, well, if the worst case scenario happens, this is what I would do. Pre-planning that is clinically proven to actually improve your psychological health. So go ahead and think it through. I mean, you could do HM Plays. You could do literally the same thing on Khan Academy or whichever book you already use. I would ideally recommend using a book that you've already used. Okay. I don't know how much of my strategies you've been using. I've been talking about my writing strategy here and there throughout the streams. But if you've already used it, I hope that you've seen some boost in your scores. If you haven't used my writing strategy before, then I would recommend just looking up my writing strategy. I'll share the link. Yeah, where is it? Like, I'm not going to talk too much about writing in this stream. I actually need to study math right now. So, hang on. Let me... If you kind of like go through this, you'll kind of get a sense. I don't talk that much about writing in this page, but you can sort of get a sense of what I mean. I mean, basically, you should be like looking. You should be trying to read the passage, and then before you even look at the questions and answer choices, you just try to predict what the answer will be. Right? That's basically my whole writing strategy. It's not that complicated. So, you know, if you haven't done that, then try it once today and see how it works. Try it on like one or two passages, and then And then if it increases your confidence, then keep practicing it. If it doesn't, then stop doing it. And yeah, if you want to do some review books, then just use, I would ideally probably just use the review book you already have used, just skim over it again. But you know, you could also use Khan Academy or Erica Meltzer or whatever. Okay, if you're just using me for review and not changing your strategy, then you might not see, you might not have seen a jump in your scores. But I will tell you one thing. I've had multiple students now on YouTube tell me that when they switched their strategy to my strategy, they went from like, actually, this 2 students told me this, that they went from like the 30s. So you know how writing is out of 44? 2 students told me that they went from like the 30s to 43. They jumped to 43, and they just like stayed at 43 after switching strategies. So if you've not tried my strategy, you probably should try it. So I know it's a lot to read. But I really need to focus on math right now. So you can kind of just skim through this. And if you have more specific questions, like if you read something and you don't understand what I mean, then I can like give you like 1 or 2 sentence answers. I can do quick answers, but I do want to focus on math. So so again, don't do anything today that's like too dramatic. Okay, keep your confidence level or growing. And one suggestion is you could try a different way of doing your writing test. Okay, if my strategy is different from the way you've been doing it, then try a different way. Otherwise, just go and review the book that you've already reviewed. All right, I'm gonna go back to math. All right. Yeah, so revenue and cost, guys, by the way, you definitely want to get these linear growth questions out of the way. Data inference. Okay, samples. Population sample, cool. Margin error, yeah. 1, cool. Sample proportion, yeah. Estimate equals sample proportion times population. So if I say 14% of the house, it's just a ratios question. So I just had to do 14% times 59, 317, which is 15% times 60, which is 60,000. 15% of 60,000 is 9,000. So 9,000. Okay. So 8,779 is around 9,000. So that's pretty good. 50 seniors at a particular high school are randomly selected for a survey. 21 of them report riding their schools. Bikes to school once a week, 300. So 21 out of 50 is 42 out of 100. 42 out of 100, which means 42 times 3 is, for 300, right? I want to get 300, so that's 126. So I got that. Cool. Yeah, this is just ratios. It's actually super easy, so I'm gonna skip this. Or proportions, I guess. Proportions. I guess we could call it ratios, but proportions is probably the better word. Margin error. Sure. $12 and $15. Sorry, 9 and 15. Would decrease. Check. Pretty easy. So 482 out of 600 is 48 out of 60, which is 4 out of 6. 4 out of 5, I mean, 4 out of 5. It's 4 out of 5. So 4 out of 5. So 4 out of 5 of 4/5 of 20,000 is 4/5 of 20,000 is 16,000. So less than 16,000, so 15,000 over here. Okay. By the way, this is how I show, this is why I take the SAT without calculator. It just makes it, I don't know why. I maybe it's just like I was just like an arrogant little prick when I was in high school, but I was like, I just never thought that a calculator saved me time. So I just always just did it like, I don't know, as a habit, I always did it like this. I remember specifically thinking in high school, like, oh my God, the calculator is wasting time. And I think it's a good habit for life, just being able to do rough estimations really fast in your head. I think it's a good habit for life. Where am I now? I am currently in New Jersey. So I think you've seen me previously at my brother's house, but I'm currently at my friend's house because situations. Like my brother and I are cool, but we have I'm living for free right now at his house, so it's I can't always be there. So yeah. Let me see. Random sample, 74%, go to the gym once a week. So somewhere between 71 and 77. No. Oh my God, this is... Okay, I mean, that's correct. We're good. Center, spread. What do I do for a living? I'm a tutor for English. I'm a tutor/teacher. So I teach in Korea, primarily on the summers and winters for summer and winter break. So I've been doing SAT as well as literature classes. SAT and literature classes, they're separate. But I want to actually build an SAT course, an online SAT course. So I think I'm going to try to build that for 2022 autumn or fall semester. So I'm gonna see how much I can go online on my own as a YouTuber. And long term, I want to build out lots of like literature and writing, like reading, writing, and literature classes online that I think are teaching real skills rather than sort of kind of bullshitty, fluffy. Like I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm a sort of numbers and quantify. Like I like hard analysis. I like numbers, real things. I like analytical things. And I remember that my experience when I was in high school, like learning literature, I mean, I loved my teachers. They were great teachers. But the whole experience felt very fuzzy-wuzzy. Like I had no idea what the hell literature was. Like I didn't understand it. Eventually, when I went to college, I actually became a poetry minor, and I kind of understood writing. It finally kind of clicked. Like reading and writing is not some sort of mystical like incantatory like weird religious ritual. It's a thing. It's like an actual hard skill. You can actually improve it. Like baseball went through a similar thing like decades ago when they realized that you can actually look at the data of baseball players and then choose better baseball players. Like it's not just some like vague mystical feeling. You can actually analyze it. So I realized that you could do the same thing for reading and writing. So I wanna build out curriculums around that. Yo, thank you, me. Yeah, no, you're in the cool kids club now. So yeah, the cool kids club of like 200 subscribers or whatever we are. Right? What actually am I right now? Actually, guys, I wasn't thinking that much about. Wow, 213. It just jumped like 10 subscribers in like one day. That's crazy for me. But you know what? I didn't care about subscribers because I'm kind of like dicking around on my YouTube. Sort of like everyone knows. Like my streams are not high quality. Like there's a lot of bugs. There's like technical errors. Like, I'm not a good streamer. But what I realized is I really want 500 subscribers now, because if I get 500 subscribers, then I get community features and I can start posting things and like chatting with people. So maybe I should do the whole, hey, hit the like button and hit the like and subscribe and hit the bell, like ring the bell. Hang on, let me remember what the streamers say. Smash that like button. Wait, there's two buttons though. I wanna You know, we're going to smash one button, okay? If we're going to smash a button, we're going to smash one button. Smash the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. Smash this. That sounds kind of awkward. I got to work on this, guys. But I do want 500 subs now, because at 500 subs, I'll actually be able to do community posts, like polls and stuff like that. So I think that would actually amplify my reach quite a bit. So yeah, if you are benefiting from my really sloppy streams, you know, and if you don't feel embarrassed sharing it with your friends, then please do. Please help me get to 500 and help more people get actually better at reading and writing, because that's my goal. All right, let's get through this stuff. Center and spread and shape of distributions. Do I know what this is? So if there's a distribution, what's a center? I assume a center is a mean or a median, and then there is a spread, which is like up until like the 75th percentile and this 25th percentile. And shape, what the hell is shape? Okay, I was perfect on. I was right on with center. Spread means the standard deviation. Okay. Okay, range is easy, but standard deviation is something that I should, like, I only know in a casual way, like, because we talk about standard deviation in business as well, but like I don't know like a technical way. Me? Yeah, what's up, me? Yeah, I will remember you, me. Yo, and just I don't want to be flippant. Yo, all of my early supporters, you guys are amazing, because you guys are watching really bad quality streams, and I appreciate the hell out of you guys, because you guys are being very vocal about what's actually helpful. It helps me know like what's working for you guys, and it's helping me become a better it's helping me be a better person and a better YouTuber. So thank you guys, always. Thank you guys. Let's make it. Let's go big. And I'm just hesitant to say anything too hastily, but I am thinking of ways of having some of you guys who are who want to be more involved. Like I'm thinking of ways to let you guys be more involved without making it seem like me exploiting you guys. So like I'm trying to find like a good, reasonable balance of like I have a bunch of ideas, but I just don't know what's a good idea yet right now. So I'm slowly thinking about it. So if you are interested in, you know, in somehow increasing your involvement with the channel, with the project of helping kids actually improve their reading and writing, let me know. I'm open to other ideas. I have a bunch of ideas right now. I'm sort of slowly processing them and figuring out what feels like not super cringe or super like unbalanced, you know. I'm just thinking about it because I want to do it right when I do it. Like, I'll give you an example. So, because this is very abstract, but like Patreon, for example, would be a very easy way of doing something, right? But like, if I do a Patreon, like, why would I do it? What's it for? How do you benefit? You know, those are some ways that I'm thinking right now. Center. So center is pretty solid. I'm good with centers. We have, and then we have what I need to know. Variance, I'm solid. Variance and standard deviation are pretty much the same thing, except one of them is like the root of the other, right? Something like that, right? So range is super easy, but standard deviation is basically when you have it measures a typical spread. So a higher standard deviation means that it spreads out more. So it's like flatter looking. So it has to be the second one. Yeah. Guitar practice time, 30 to 60. 30. So this is more random looking and it's more extreme. So the range is from 30 to 60 over here. And here the range is actually 90. Jasmine's is closer to, is smaller. The standard deviation, it deviates less, so it's smaller. Ah! What? Oh my god, I forgot to include the 0. Oh my god, I forgot to. Check. Okay. That was me being really stupid. All right. You sometimes miss my shoots. You know, I am setting exact times, but this week I changed it, and also this week I had like an electrical problem that happened. But yeah, this week was an awkward week. Up until last week, I was always streaming at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And then this week, I decided to switch it to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 9 a.m. for the SATs, and then 2 p.m. afternoon every day. But then I had an electrical problem and it all got messed up. So it's been kind of crazy. So yeah, I will try to stabilize again after the SAT is over. So this Saturday I will not stream, right? Because I have to take the SAT. I will stream, but it will be about the May SAT. It won't be the usual content. But yeah, next week I'll just go back to a regular schedule again. No, outliers. I'm good with outliers. Hang on, let's turn this off. Okay, I'm good with outliers, so I'm gonna move on. The outliers. And how do I use the mean to calculate? No, I'm good with this. So the mean here is, let's see, it's maybe 95. There's -1, -3, +3. Okay. 95 +5 +6 +7 -7. Okay. So they have the same mean. Check. Yep. Do you guys know how I did that? I did that with like a half intuition thing where I just looked at the 95 and it felt like they had the same mean. So what I did is I just counted up the difference from 95, and so basically I just double checked whether it was the mean by counting up the difference. So I did +3 over here, -1, -2, so that zeroes out, and then +0 over here, so it's still zeroing out. I don't know if that's like a thing that they teach you in school. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but it's a sort of like land and expand way of confirming the mean, and it's just something I do just as a sort of intuitive exercise to figure out the mean really quickly. Soybean farm, 175. Soybean farm, 175. Oh yeah, 175. So the sum is 175. The median. So we just need to get, what's the middle of 175? It's over. It's like a little under 90, right? So I just get it. So let's look at 90. This is 40. Oh, so this is 25 over here and 95 over here. So it's definitely in the 45-50 range. So it's definitely 40. Yeah, I'm good. Yo, I'm good with these. Let's be done with this. I need to go to trig. Let's get and finish off my trig. I'm gonna come back after I finish this chapter over here. I want to finish this. I'll come back to your chat. We routinely conduct. Excuse me. Research to answer questions such as how many residents are in favor of a new law? Sampling methods. Reasonable samples. What? What? This? They asked this on the SAT? Let me just double check here. I mean, I think it's worth asking. But basically, you should have a random sample. Yeah, so that last one. But kind of uncoverage? I see. Well, okay. Well, I'm good with this because I'm good. I mean, I had to do a lot of data analysis for my job, so I'm fine, but... Oh, I remember there was kind of a hard question on the March SAT for this. I think I got it right though, right? But I don't fully remember. Okay, let me go through this a little slowly. So, since I'm gonna take some time on this, I'm gonna go back to Mi's question. Let's go back to Mi's question. I don't recommend a book for reading and grammar. Oh, for grammar, I recommend what's it called? Erica Meltzer. Okay, but for reading, I don't necessarily recommend a book because I haven't read. Like, I don't know if you know, but I haven't been teaching the SAT for the last 5 years. You know, I was teaching SAT until 2015. Then I worked in product management in tech companies for 5 years, from 2016 to 2021. And then starting in 2021, I became a teacher again. And I wasn't even teaching SAT really last year. I really started focusing on the SAT this December, a couple months ago. So, or Thanksgiving, I guess, November. That's when I really started focusing on the SAT. So, I actually am not really caught up on all the SAT materials that have been published in the last 6 years. So I don't know. But what I will say is you should change your strategy first. Have you tried my strategy? Earlier, I sent a link up to HM Plays. So if you scroll up on the chat, look at the increments.notion.site page and go through and learn my strategy. Okay, it's kind of a mess. You have to read a lot, but jump around, read what other people have asked, because I'm not going to focus too much on the reading and writing on this stream. I want to focus on math, but yeah, read what I've already written, and then let me know what you've tried, what you haven't tried, and when you tried it, you know, what worked, what didn't work, and try new things. Try things that might improve your score. Okay, here we go. What are some different types of studies and what conclusions? Statistical studies. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Here, let me increase this to 3.3. This is actually kind of useful. This is useful for what's it called, the for the reading and writing, specifically for the science passages. Okay, got it. I just didn't have words for these, but I'm going to call them sample study, observational study, or field study. I'll probably call it, okay, observational study and experiment. That makes sense. Correlation causality. Does this even come out? I'm going to skip that. I mean, I kind of understand all of these, but it's just like, do I need this for the math? I don't think so. Oh, by the way, I actually forgot to actually type it out, but Erica Meltzer has a book. And that is, I mean, this seems to be one of those most popular ones. And when I've looked at the book, it, like, I'm sort of a perfectionist about grammar. Like I have a thing where I want to teach it my way. So like I wouldn't write a grammar book the same way. But Erica Meltzer is very easy and very lucid. It's very clear what it's like the way it teaches. So I think Erica Meltzer is a great grammar book to use for anybody. Yeah, a youth activist group surveyed random sample of 500 teenagers between 16 and 17. The survey showed that the majority of those sampled were in favor of lowering the voting age to 16. Majority out of the 500. The majority of which of the following populations? Boop. This is the type of question that I felt awkward on the March SAT. Sample results to a whole population. All right. Hey, Pamuk. Yeah, I keep repeating myself, so so I'm gonna skip that question right now. But I'll just say the real short version of it, which is, hey, whatever it is, do things that increase your confidence between now and tomorrow, and do not entertain even more than a second of anything that decreases your confidence between now and tomorrow. Your confidence is the most important thing right now. It's the last day. There's not much else besides your confidence. So if that means reviewing, and if you're reviewing and it increases your confidence, you can keep doing it. If you're reviewing and it decreases your confidence because you're like learning new things and you're feeling overwhelmed, then stop doing it. Okay? It could be biological, like eating and sleeping. If you feel like you need to eat or sleep more, then and that increases your confidence, then do it. But if you feel like you're like overly worrying about your eating and sleeping is actually making you more like unnatural, then stop doing it. Just do whatever makes you feel more confident. Every person is different. Okay, if you want to hear longer versions of my answers, you can kind of just rewatch this stream. You can zoom back, rewind, and hear what I said in previous parts of this stream. Let's keep going. Randomly selected 100 participants to test their new line of ice cream. For the study, each participant was given a pint of the new ice cream. No. Show the... Yeah, in the participants. No. It's kind of interesting. These are questions that I don't recall the SAT actually asking, but I mean, it's good. It's good. These are good questions to ask, but I just don't remember these kind of questions. Study that was done on the lengths of frogs in a pond. The random sample frogs were caught and tagged in order to ensure that not... By the way, these kinds of questions did not exist on the old SAT. That's partly why I'm taking my time, because I just don't 100% know, like, what is this? Okay. In a pond, a random sample of frogs were caught and tagged in order to ensure them. Okay. It's a single pond. It's a random pond. It's any one single pond, though, so it cannot be all ponds. 40% were shorter, so the majority were longer than 7 inches. Okay. Specifically for American bullfrogs, Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is actually good to practice because I'm just not used. I feel like the SAT math does ask this question because I saw it in March, but I was not ready for this kind of question to come out. So, new treatment insomnia. Half of the participants were randomly assigned to receive the treatment. .500 were selected at random. Okay, from a large population. Okay, it's a trial. This is a controlled trial. Slept better. Yeah, because this is completely. Oh, then those who did not. So. But then, yeah, we're randomly, on the other hand, did not receive. Yeah, so that's correct. That's correct. Oh, were these people with insomnia? Oh, it is people with insomnia. Okay, so that's C. I almost chose A. Wow, that was scary. Okay, these are good questions. I like these questions. I actually want them to ask more of these questions. I think it would make kids smarter. This is really important for the real world. You'll likely see one question. I kind of wish you would at least see like 2 questions. Back to the chat. Do I have an Instagram? I do, but right now I'm debating whether or not to share it publicly because right now it's pretty private. I used to be pretty public about it, then I turned it more private because I just wanted to be my space for me and my friends. I don't have like a. But I've seen other streamers share their Instagrams, so I'm like thinking about it. But for now, I will not share my Instagram. In the future, I might. But for now, I won't. I'm trying to decide what's like the right level of exposure to this scary world of crazy people on the internet. Like how much I want to expose my life to the world. I know I'm not saying you guys are scary. I think you guys are dope. You guys are good. But if I share it to you, I'm actually sharing it not just to you. I'm sharing it to everyone. So that's my only concern. So for now, I'm keeping a wall between my YouTuber life and my personal life. I'll keep thinking about that, and when I feel comfortable, I may or may not share. All right, I think that's good for this chapter. I kind of want to see more questions on data collection, so I want to see what Khan Academy has. Let me jump into that real quick. Okay, so I'm going to look at these practice questions. I was previously disappointed by those other practice questions, so we'll see how these practice questions are. Let me go. Big Deal Department Store wants to conduct a survey of its customers to determine the type of promotion they prefer. Big bucks, PowerPoints. Valid conclusions. We want it to be as random as possible on a particular survey for the early. What? Yeah, this is random. No, so you want random. This is kind of a. This question doesn't feel very. This is not the kind of question I was looking for. I mean, this is like obvious stuff. So I'm gonna keep. Let's just finish this. It's only 5 questions. Sample survey: average number of sports played by high school seniors in the district. So, no, not baseball. Not football stadium. Duh? What? These questions are not like the questions I just saw. They're very different from the question I just saw. Yo, the Khan Academy practice questions are not like the actual. You know what? I'm skipping. These practice questions are not like the practice questions I was just like looking at in here, you know, in the actual unit. So I just don't want to go through them anymore. I'm done. All right, so I need to now go through the additional topics in math, and this is the real reason I was doing math review. I mean, because there are things that I basically forgot, like everything that I forgot in the March SAT. Like there are things that I was sort of uncomfortable with, okay, on the March SAT that were covered, and now I'm much more comfortable on them because I went through the previous units. But this unit is the one where I literally, in the last 10 years of not taking a single math class, I just forgot. And so this unit is what I really need to get through. But I'm also super hungry now. Like, what time is it? It's 2 o'clock. I was trying to eat at like 1:30. It's 2:15. So I'm like super hungry. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to stop this stream and I'm going to go and have lunch. And then I'm going to finish off. Hang on. Wasn't I supposed to do a 2 p.m. stream? I was. So I was supposed to do office hours. So I'm going to stop this stream. Should I do office hours? I'm pretty tired. But I'm going to do office hours because I have it scheduled. I'm going to do office hours. And then I'm going to have lunch. So then I'll come back later before dinner. All right, guys. So that's it for this stream for math. I'm gonna go actually right into this next stream, office hours, where I'll be open to sort of open-ended questions. Now I'm gonna reply to your last thing. Sorry, I will not right now open up my Instagram to people who are not friends, who are not personal friends of mine. Okay, it's just, I don't know, it just makes me feel more comfortable at the moment. So my Instagram is for me and my friends at the moment, but I'm thinking about it. So I'll let you know if my thinking changes. All right, guys. Well, that's it for all of the previous math ones. Now this is the real build-up. I'm going to be getting into this later on today. I'm going to finish off all of my math review later on today. And I'm hoping to get a 1600 tomorrow. The score that must not be named, that score. So let's see if I can pull that off. All right, switching over to office hours.